Once upon a time, in a kingdom filled with lush green forests and shimmering rivers, there lived a young woman named Lelia, with long black hair that flowed like silk and warm brown eyes that sparkled with mischief. She was known throughout the village for her adventurous spirit. One day, as she was exploring the enchanted woods, she stumbled upon an old mysterious map that led to a hidden cave. The map promised a magical book that could make dreams come true. Excitement buzzed through Leila as she thought about all the dreams she could make real. With a twinkle in her eye, she donned her favorite long blue dress with flowing sleeves and set off toward the cave, determination in her heart. However, she remembered the legend of the cave that warned of a fierce monster lurking within its shadows. But Layla was smart and had a fun soul. She knew if she approached the challenge with courage, she could overcome anything. As she reached the mouth of the cave, she took a deep breath and stepped inside. The air was cool and the darkness wrapped around her like a cloak. Suddenly, she heard a low groan echoing from deeper within, heart pounding. Layla conjured up her bravest smile and moved forward. She bravely called out, "I come in peace. I am seeking the magical book." To her surprise out, from the darkness emerged a large fairy monster. It had big curious eyes and a rather comical expression. Instead of being scary, it looked puzzled. "Why are you here, little girl?" it rumbled. "I am looking for the book that grants wishes," she replied earnestly. The monster scratched its head, thinking, "Ah, to find the book you must complete a challenge of the heart challenge." "Accepted, Layla," grinned the monster. Explained that she would have to live in the palace of King Mark for 1 full month, and during that time she must win the love of the prince. Determined, Layla left the cave and traveled to the majestic palace, where everything sparkled like the stars. Discovered another obstacle, the old sorcerer who lived in the palace, with a long crooked nose and an air of mischief. The sorcerer didn't want anyone to take away the prince's heart. Inside the palace, Layla faced the sorcerer's tricks and riddles. Each day was filled with challenges, from magical mazes to slippery floors that seemed designed to trip her up. But with her cleverness and sunny disposition, she outsmarted every trap set for her. The more she encountered the prince, the more she realized they shared joyful laughter and heartfelt conversation. Her fun soul brought light into the prince's world, and slowly she began to weave her way into his heart. As the days passed, Sorcerer grew angrier, watching the connection blossom between Layla and the prince. One evening, the shimmering stars and the glow of the moon, the sorcerer placed a magic barrier on the bridge just outside the palace garden, intending to keep Layla from the prince forever. But Layla, who had learned to face her fears, approached to the bridge with courage. "I will not let fear stop me," she declared. With the prince by her side, she thought deeply for a moment and remembered the friendships they had made and love that had begun to grow. In a brave move, she picked up a sweet melody and sang it from her heart. The magic of her voice reached the barrier, causing it to flicker and shimmer until it transformed into shimmering flowers that danced in the air. The sorcerer watched in shock as the bridge turned into a path of blossoms, leading Layla safely to the prince. At the month's end, the prince struck Leila's hands and confessed she had brought more joy into his life than he ever imagined. As they stood together hand in hand, the magical book appeared before them, glowing radiantly. It whispered to Leila, "What is your wish?" Leila looked into the prince's warm eyes, filled with love and happiness, and she didn't hesitate. "I wish to stay here forever with the prince," she said. The book smiled, its pages flapping joyfully, and granted her wish. From that day on, Leila found her place in the palace, living happily with the prince, filling their lives with love, laughter, and wonderful adventures.